Hi guys, hi besties, it's Zane here and welcome back to my channel. If you are seeing me for the very first time, you just joined the family, you are welcome. In today's video, as you can tell from the title, I'll be talking about how I came to China. I will give you guys the ultimate guide. This is a highly requested video on my channel. I get questions under my YouTube videos and my Instagram DMs. So yes, I did record this video in February, I think February or January, but when I was about to edit, I noticed the lighting was bad. So here we are, I'm doing it again for you guys. I've gotten questions about scholarship, tuition fee, accommodation, visa process, how to find schools. So I'll be talking about all that in this video. And before we get into the video, I want to say that I'm studying for my bachelor's. I'm an undergraduate student majoring in international trade and economics. So in English, yes, my course is in English. So without further ado, let's just get straight into the video. Let's go. First, let's talk about how to find universities in China. You can find universities in China using agents. These agents know schools in China and they can help you find a school that has the course you want to study in the language that you want to study in. We have courses in English and we have courses in Chinese. So it's good for you to be specific about the language you want to study in.
If you want to study in English and you're from non-speaking English country, you have to give a certificate that you can speak English. And if you want to study in Chinese, you will study HSK for 1 year. After that 1 year, you write HSK 4 and you have to pass at least 180 out of 300 and then you can go and study in Chinese. You don't have to necessarily study and pass HSK before coming to China. You can choose to do it at home or you can choose to come here and do it for your first year. After you are done and you've passed, then you can start your major.
I didn't use an agent. Actually, my brother was the one that applied for me. So I can't tell you or I can't recommend an agent for you. But if you want to use an agent, please ask questions and do a little bit of research on your own. If the agent tells you, oh, the university I'm looking for or the university I found for you is Sichuan University, make sure you go on Google, do a little bit of research, and if you have further questions and your agents can't answer you or they've not given you an answer that you are satisfied with, when you check on the website, you see the school's email or their number for WeChat or their calling number. You can call, you can send an email, or you can text them on WeChat. But I would advise to send an email because in my situation, I spent like a week more to my actual date of arriving, and I did send them an email. Before I called them so many times, they didn't pick. But the moment I sent them an email, I received a reply. So it's best for you to send an email. Also, if you don't want to use an agent and you want to do it by yourself, you can go on Google and type universities in China. Then you can search through that and search for the one that you feel like is best for you.
So guys, this is a website that has almost, if not all, the universities in China. When you click on the name of the school, it will send you straight to the school's website. Then you can find the information about the school on that website. So I'll leave a link in the description box.
Now let's talk about the document that you need. You need your passport, your criminal record, your medical report, bank statement, sponsorship letter. That's if you're not on full scholarship. If you're on half scholarship or no scholarship at all, you're the one going to pay for tuition. You have to present a letter of who is sponsoring you and the ID of the person sponsoring you. You need your transcript also / certificate. So if you are going to study for bachelor's, you have to use your high school certificate, and if you are going to study for master's, you need your degree certificate. Criminal report, bank statement, medical report, and passport have to be valid for 6 months. If you are in Ghana, I did my medicals at 37. I got my criminal report from the police headquarters in Accra around 37. If you want your certificate, it's already in the school that you finished or you went to. You just have to pay some money. I paid like 40 cedis and then they gave me my certificate. And then you can also add your testimonial if you want. After you gather all these documents, you have to authenticate them. I did my at Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and that's where you have to send your documents for them to authenticate that indeed what you are presenting is true and is yours, not someone else. After you are done with this is how you apply. You go on the school's website, you choose whether it's PhD, master's, or degree that you want, and then you choose the course that you want in the language that you want to study in, and then you fill in the application form with your document. Then you pay the application fee. I think the application fee is around 800 yuan. You pay for the application fee, then you review your information to be sure that whatever you've presented to them is correct, and then you submit it. We have September intake and we have March intake. March intake application end like early January and December, and then September intake ends around ending of June. If you applied for September, you get your admission letter ending of June or early July. Sometimes they give you pre-admission letter. You will receive your admission letter with a JW202. If you didn't apply by yourself and you use an agent, your admission letter and JW202 would go to the agent, and the agent will send it to you to whichever country you are in. When you receive your admission letter, you add it to the document that I've already talked about, and now you prepare to apply for your visa. To apply for visa, you need to go to the Chinese embassy website in your country.
So guys, for the Chinese embassy website, you go on Google and you type China embassy, then you add the country that you are from or the country you are currently living in, then the website will pop up.
And then you fill in an application form and submit the application form and book an appointment. This is the new way of applying for visa since like the whole COVID situation. So when you are going to the embassy, you have to send all the documents that I talked about to the embassy, right? And you have to have a photocopy of those same documents, because they are going to keep the photocopy and you are going to get the original back. Now, a tip that I'll give to you guys is the passport that you will use to apply for your visa, make sure that you have a photocopy of that passport somewhere. So just do a photocopy of that passport. Even before you do the application, make sure you have the photocopy of that passport kept somewhere that you will remember. In case of anything, you can take that passport and show as evidence that that's yours. So in a situation whereby your passport get missing and you can't find your passport, you've tried every possible means and you can't find your passport, that will prove that you are the same person coming in with a new passport. Because if it's not that, you will not get the visa. When you apply for a new passport, they'll actually give you a report that your passport is missing with this number, and then this is your new passport. So that would be acceptable. When you are coming to China, you have to bring that photocopy. If you don't add a photocopy, or even though they've given you visa from home, they will still have issues with you. So just make sure that you add that photocopy to your document. I advise you to have a photocopy of the list of documents that you need for the type of visa you are applying for. This will help you to cross-check the documents that you have to be sure that you have all of them together. If it's not that, and you go to the embassy and they notice, they will tell you. And when they tell you, you have to go back to Ministry of Foreign Affairs to authenticate that particular document, and it will take you another week to do just that one, and you have to pay the same money you did for the other document. When you present your document and it has been cross-checked and accepted, you have to wait for you to be interviewed. During the interview, there will be someone from your country. So for me, there was a Ghanaian and then there's a Chinese. So the Chinese person was a woman, and then the Ghanaian translates whatever I say to her in Chinese, because I wasn't speaking Chinese at that time. But if you can already speak Chinese, then you don't need a translator. So they'll ask you your relation with your sponsor, they'll ask you the school you are going to, where the school is located. I have to learn how to pronounce my school in Chinese. I learned it that done. I was going to present my document and be interviewed. So it's advisable to learn it in Chinese and to learn it in English. I think that is all they ask me. They don't really ask too much questions, just related to, who is sponsoring you, what you are going to study, how long you are going to stay. So those are the questions that they will ask. After that, you have to pay for your visa. So I paid at my time, I paid $100 for my visa application fee. So if you want express, I think there's an additional money added to it, and the express comes in days, but then the normal one comes in 1 week. Scholarships available in China. We have Chinese government scholarship, which is provided by the Chinese government, local government scholarship, which is provincial or municipal scholarship, Confucius Institute scholarship, enterprise scholarship, and Chinese university scholarship. So these scholarships are provided by the Chinese university, so like the university you apply to will be the one to give you this type of scholarship.
The scholarship mostly come in 3 forms. First prize covers for both accommodation and tuition, and you'll be given stipend like monthly allowance. Then the second prize covers for accommodation and tuition. Then the third prize only covers for tuition. Sometimes you get scholarship that is covering for only tuition and you have to pay for accommodation, but you'll be given a stipend.
Yes, so these are the scholarships that are available here. And if you guys want me to go in depth on how you can get any of this scholarship, the grades that you need, all those things, please let me know in the comment section, because it's a little bit broad to add all in this video. So let's talk about tuition fee and accommodation. Tuition fee ranges from 10,000 to 30,000 or even more, depending on the location of your school and the course that you are studying. Obviously, if you are studying medicine, it's higher than someone who is studying business administration. And also, some schools allow their students to stay outside, like they stay in apartments. Some schools does not allow their students to stay in apartments, so you have to stay in the school's dormitory. My school does not allow us to stay in apartments, so all of us are in the dormitory. Now our dormitory fee and tuition fee are together, so the 10,000 that I'm talking about, the 10,000 to 4,000, is actually in some schools are for both your accommodation, your dormitory fee, and then your tuition fee. Those who are not staying in the school, then you only have to pay the tuition fee and then provide money for your apartment. Now apartments ranges from 700 to 3,000 a month. That's for apartments, and this would also depend on the city you are in, the location of where the apartment is, because if you're in the city center, it's way expensive than somewhere chill and not close to the city center. So that also plays a role, where you are located, where the building is located, and the city itself that you are in. If you are in Beijing, it's way expensive than someone who is probably in Chengdu. Do you get me? And if you are in Chengdu and you are in the city center, it's way expensive than someone who is not in the city center. So note the difference. Some schools would actually help you to get your accommodation. If it's not that, you have to find agents by yourself. I also got questions about if students can work in China. Before last year, students could not work in China, but as of last year, we were told that students can work part-time jobs. But as at now, that hasn't been implemented. Like in my school, we don't have that. We can't work. We don't have the working visa and student visa together, so we only have student visa. We can't work. And I did ask a few of my friends in other provinces, and they told me that no, their province does not allow them to work. So I don't know where exactly that is working, but I know that if you want to work a part-time job, your school have to know, they have to sign some papers, you have to send those documents to whichever company you apply to, and a whole lot before you can actually work. But it doesn't work in every school, in every province. And as at now, I don't know anybody who is on a part-time student working visa. No. So I can't give you like a concrete answer on that. Maybe in my next video I would get some more findings from my teacher, because he did mention it one time. So I would ask a few questions on why we don't have the visa, or if even it's still possible to have the part-time job. and it's just that some schools or province chooses not to allow their students. So I might get that information and give it to you guys in the what to do when you come to China video. Before I forget, you have to apply for visa every 1 year when you come to China, and you have to pay for insurance every 6 months or 1 year. So insurance for 6 months is 400 yuan, 1 year is 800 yuan, and then visa for 1 year is 400 yuan. I got a few questions about COVID, lockdown, all those situations that we're going through during the lockdown period. And yes, right now we don't have lockdown anymore. Lockdown was cancelled in December, and since that time we have been free. You can move around freely, you can travel. Some schools still ask for you to ask for permission before traveling, but yes, apart from that, we are okay. We don't wear masks compulsory. You choose to wear the mask. We don't wear masks compulsory anymore. I think for planes it's compulsory, but bus, malls, no, it's not compulsory anymore. We don't have health code anymore. Like, you can actually be that free. You can move in and out of China right now. You just have to inform your school, like, oh, you want to go out of China for vacation or something, and then you need a letter to come back. That's what my school says. So I'm thinking probably that's it for other people. But if you live in apartments, those things are not really asked. Yeah.
For those who are now coming to China, this is the new epidemic control requirement. I'll put it on the screen. You'll find this information on the Chinese Embassy website.
So guys, that is all for today's video. I hope this video was helpful. You got an insight about students' life here in China and the process that we go through to even get visa to come to China. I hope that I answered most of your questions. If you have any question that I didn't answer in this video, please leave it in the comment section and I'll make sure to answer them. And yeah, please don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Please subscribe to my channel, give it a thumbs up, share this video with your friend. If you're not the one going to apply to come to China, but you know someone who is interested, please share this video with them. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.